Coming up on this edition of Mustang News, students remember MSU football player Robert Grays. And later, we'll hear from a faculty member about the DACA program and what resources students have at MSU. All this and more coming up.
Hello and welcome to Mustangs News. I'm Jacob Smith.
And I'm Naomi Skinner.
On Tuesday, September 19th, Midwestern State lost a friend and a teammate. Robert Grays was a cornerback for the MSU football team and was a sophomore in general business.
He passed away at Memorial Hermann Texas Medical Center in his hometown of Houston after sustaining a neck injury during the football game Saturday night on September 16th. I spoke with some of his friends here at MSU, and here's what they had to say.
I saw it happen. I stood up on my seat and I stayed standing up, looking at him the whole time until he got on the ambulance and drove off. And it was so crazy because I feel like I knew it was a bad incident because I'm looking at him and I got a feeling this ain't good. He's still on the ground, not moving, and I'm thinking man, I don't know, it had to be a bad injury because Rob's a dog and he gonna get up from anything. He'll throw his head in there and get back up.
MSU rallied together to show their love and support for Grays and his family. On Monday, September 18th, they held a community gathering where over 700 people attended to write heartfelt messages for Grays while he was still in the hospital. After Grays passed and word spread throughout the campus, grief counselors were set up around the university at different times to be there for those in need. Then, on Thursday night, students as well as faculty joined together during a candlelight vigil to honor Grays in his memory. About 800 were in attendance.
So before, whenever Robert was on the team with us, he was always an inspiration. He was always hyping everybody up, making sure that the team was always, ready for whatever was coming next. After his passing, we still felt that bond that he created with us. It didn't leave. If anything, it made it stronger, and it brought the whole community together, not just the team. And so I think that is just a blessing in disguise that we're a stronger and better family because of him.
It really affected my game a lot, but it did hit me hard. The first week, it was hard. That's all I could think of. It wasn't the same going out to practice and competing every day. So after that, after the funeral and everything, it just built me up. It motivated me more. So now when I get through and I get on the field, that's all I think about is him and what he would want us to do. And I just work on that every day.
According to his teammates and friends, Robert Grays touched the lives of many, and his spirit, kindness, and memory will live on.
How was Robert? Rob was a character. The shortest person out of the whole group, but always alive, is always picking you up when you're down. Yelling when you don't even want to yell. It's in the morning time, he yelling all that. You like, hey Rob, just chill out. He's still happy, just going every time he goes. And being on the field with him was crazy also. All this energy, the energetiveness in him, it just energized the whole team. But without him, it's a little hole missing, but we're gonna fill that hole for him.
I would describe him kind of like a little squirrel. He's always always quick. He's always quick moving, and when you see him, he's always he just does something. He's always real quick, to make you laugh, or real quick to bust a joke, or real quick to just do something. He's always quick. He's always going doing this, going doing that. That's how I would just think. I see him every time. He's just he does something quick. It's just funny.
Oh my gosh, Robert was great. Literally every day. So we're sitting in the equipment room, and Robert will come up and he'll start, oh, Aaliyah, I miss you. Where's my hugs? Literally every day, that boy did not miss a chance to give me a hug and ask me how my day was going, and literally was the light of my whole experience on this football team.
Most people know him for his smile. I know him as being the jokester. He's always cracking jokes on me. He called me Papa Nick.
I mean, before his passing, he was always energy. He was like a light bulb, and then after, it's kind of like he the same energy because, we're trying to live through him.
Different GoFundMe campaigns as well as a scholarship were set up by student government, MSU Athletics, and MSU to help cover the costs of the medical and funeral expenses. You can still find the links to the pages if you wish to donate on MSU's website. The football team and the university honor Gray's memory at the Family Day game by playing a tribute video, giving out number 24 stickers, having number 24 put on all the helmets, and holding up the numbers 2 and 4 after every touchdown or leading up to a kick return. They ended the game by doing 24 push-ups and bringing Gray's jersey back out onto the field. For Mustang News, I'm Naomi Skinner.
Robert Grays will be dearly.
And like I said, all we do is play for Rob, man. I know it was a win today, but it was an ugly win. But, we should get better every week.
For everybody out there, just keep y'all heads up. We taking this day by day. We're going to be stronger, better, and everything we're on out is 24. I promise we're going to make you happy, Rob. I love you, bro.
Just want to say I love you, Rob, and I'm doing it all for you now.
A few short words to describe Rob. Class act, class of his own. Just did stuff nobody else did. Always was uplifting, always smiling.
Robert Grays will be dearly missed. Once again, you can still make donations to these GoFundMe pages in order to support Gray's family. For more information, visit mwsu.edu/24strong.
September brings an end to Hunger Action Month at the Wichita Falls Food Bank. The food bank held several food drives in honor of that month that resulted in many donations of food and other items from people all around the community. This year's Hunger Action Month was even more important due to the damage Texas sustained from Hurricane Harvey. More donations were needed. Emily Kincaid, the Marketing and Development Director of the Wichita Falls Food Bank, tells us that while Wichita Falls may not have received any damage, the food bank sent some of their stock to the afflicted areas of Texas.
But when Harvey happened, of course, and rightly so, a lot of resources went to the Houston area. In fact, at certain times, more than they could process.
The food bank is always in need of monetary and food donations, but volunteers can be just as helpful. Any students that are still looking for ways to help out the community in the aftermath of the hurricanes are encouraged to volunteer at the food bank.
I think that college students tend to be very energized and even more than that, innovative. We want to hear your ideas.
If you would like to help fundraise or volunteer, contact the Wichita Falls Food Bank. Soccer season is upon us.
That's right, Naomi. It's a perfect time to get out on the fields. MSU students and Special Olympic athletes did just that. Isn't that right, Jared?
That's right, Jacob. In the past few weeks, MSU students teamed up with the Special Olympics of Texas for the Unified Sports League. Here's reporter Sterling Ellison with more on the story.
It was a perfect day for soccer. MSU students and Special Olympic athletes took to the soccer fields at MSU for a day of friendly competition. It was all for the United Sports League's 2017 soccer season. Texas Area 9 Director Mike Strickland says this league is important to students and the athletes who are participating.
It's really just seeing the Special Olympics athletes and students interact and just how encouraging the MSU students are with our athletes. Our athletes are encouraging no matter what, but to see the MSU students, regardless of what team they're on, out here encouraging our athletes from the other team and even also on their own team is pretty powerful. It's pretty amazing.
Even MSU volunteers like senior nursing major Bree Eiper is excited for the opportunity to be a part of the Unified Sports League.
It's probably just seeing how excited they get when they get a goal or when they get a pass, or even when you get to say their name, they get really excited, and I think that's my favorite thing, is just seeing how excited they get even from a simple goal.
Eiper, who first volunteered for the United Sports League this year, looks forward to the opportunity to work with the Special Olympics program.
They are the most loving, caring people that you'll ever meet, and this is a great experience to help them, but also at the end goal, like you get to see all that love.
MSU Wellness Center Assistant Director Mike Richardson encourages students to volunteer for the United Sports League's upcoming next semester.
we will be holding basketball leagues in the spring semester, which will be just like our soccer league now. We'll also be involved with putting Special Olympics athletes in classes with regular MSU, with ordinary MSU students, getting them involved in that sense. So it's just a great opportunity for MSU students to get involved, build relationships, and really gain as much benefit from this as the Special Olympics athletes do.
If you have any questions about the United Sports Leagues or volunteering for a league, go online to the MSU I'm Leagues website. For Mustang News, I'm Sterling Ellison.
If soccer isn't your sport, you can volunteer for other Special Olympic events in the next coming weeks.
Thanks, Jared.
Last month, President Trump moved to end the Deferred Action of Childhood program.
The program, which was an executive order from President Obama's presidency, protects undocumented immigrants from deportation, as well as gives them licenses to work in the U.S., among other things. Reporter Najoni Taranes spoke with MSU faculty about students who are affected by the potential end of the program.
Last month, President Trump announced the end of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, also known as DACA. Over 800,000 people are currently enrolled in the program. And according to the Dallas Morning News, 140,000 DACA recipients, also known as Dreamers, reside in Texas alone, making Texas the second largest home to the Dreamers. Right here at MSU, about 50 people are enrolled in the DACA program, according to Dr. Sarita Green, Director of Equity, Inclusion, and Multicultural Affairs.
It isn't a huge population, but again, as an institution of higher learning, there's sort of there's our duty to serve, all students and every student, regardless of how big that population is.
Green says after the news of the program's end hit the airwaves, her department and the Vice President of Student Affairs, Keith Lamb, held a focus group to identify the needs of students enrolled in DACA at MSU.
And one of the big things in terms of meeting their needs is that they needed legal assistance, right? In terms of sort of preparing for whatever the future is going to entail, and or to further understand some of the legalities as it relates to the DACA program and its ending and or phasing out. A couple of gracious immigration lawyers who are coming in to be able to answer questions for the DACA students so that they better understand what their legal rights are, what is it that they're still able to do under the DACA program, and what is it that they may have to prepare for.
Although President Trump has spoken about reaching an agreement with top Democratic leaders to keep Dreamers in the U.S., nothing is set in stone. Lawmakers have until March 5th to negotiate a deal for the Dreamers. For Mustang News, I'm Najoni Taranes.
Thanks, Najoni. As of now, President Trump and top Democrats have still not reached a compromise.
September 15th through October 15th is Hispanic Heritage Month. Midwestern State University has several events planned for this occasion, including the first annual Hispanic Heritage Month Gala on October 14th at 6:30 p.m. in Comanche. Reporter Olivia Zamora has more on the celebration and Hispanic students at MSU.
Viva MSU! Several Midwestern State University multicultural organizations kicked off Hispanic Heritage Month with a fiesta at Legacy Courtyard on September 15th. The Independence Day of several Central American nations marks the beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month through the 15th of October. 17% of students at Midwestern State identify as Hispanic and play a big role in the community of Wichita Falls. Bilingual education major Brenda Rivera says her experiences as a Hispanic student shaped her goals in continuing education.
My foot was
I had a hard time trying to get used to the school, learn the language, and get good grades in my classes. So helping kids like me will make me decide.
Several Hispanic students share the same experiences with communication barriers growing up and connect through the student organization BESO, the Bilingual Education Student Organization.
I kind of want to be that teacher that can not only enrich the student in their native language, but help them learn another one.
BESO and other cultural organizations like Cafe Con Leche in Wichita Falls partner year-round to encourage younger generations of Hispanic students to get more involved in their community.
As well for Cafe, we do like financial aid events, and we do all these type of informational cafes to inform people about what college is about, how to get financial aid and scholarship. We're trying to let students know that you can be 5 years old, 10 years old, but you can start getting very small.
The Fiesta at Legacy Hall was the first of many cultural events on campus and Wichita Falls to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month and the Hispanic community in the city.
There's a lot of events, but I think there should be more. I mean, you cannot just fit Hispanic heritage into one month. We'll have to be, a really rich.
Hispanic Heritage Month is celebrated through October 15th.
For more Hispanic Heritage Month events, check out MSU's homepage.
The Wichita Theater has been known for producing well-known Broadway shows, but this year they're trying something new, an original musical written and produced by the theater staff. This new show is a history of North Texas from its beginnings to today. Reporter Michaela Conway has more on this story.
The Wichita Theater is known for producing family-friendly shows that people of all ages can enjoy. Their repertoire includes everything from Disney princesses to Shrek the Musical. But this year, president of the theater, Dwayne Jackson, decided to make a vision a reality with North Texas Rising.
It came into my mind to do something like this 22 years ago. And it took that long for it to come to the stage.
North Texas Rising is an original musical produced by the theater and written by Ed Underwood and his wife, Karen. It is a series of stories about North Texas and its growth from the first oil boom to Kemp and Kell to the terrible Tuesday tornado. The show follows a series of characters as the town of Wichita Falls grows into the city we know it today.
Dwayne contacted me and said he wanted to do a play about North Texas. Well, that was right up our alley. So the challenge was to find a way to convey the history, but get enough humor in it and enough unusual stories and angles on things where we could keep the entertainment value very high while still telling the history and having some fun while doing it.
We're doing the history of any town. The problem that you run into is that you don't want it to be boring. There are things that people already know, and how do you make that interesting? You want to add things that people don't know, but you don't want it to be too long so it gets boring.
The theater hopes to continue showing North Texas Rising in its upcoming seasons, changing the stories and characters to feature different points in the history of North Texas.
October 20th and runs through November 4th. For more information or for tickets, you can log on to wichitatheater.com or call the theater at 940-723-9037.
The student ministry, formerly known as Portico, made their presence known on campus for the past 7 years. But now, along with the name change, the ministry has some new things in store for students on campus.
This fall semester marked a new transition for active ministry participants at MSU with the transition from Portico to The Bridge. With a new pastor, new building, and new structure, Andrew Riley has high hopes for how the new ministry will connect with students at MSU.
My name is Andrew Riley, and I'm the college pastor at The Bridge. We are in association with First Baptist Church, Wichita Falls. When people come to The Bridge, I think that the thing that they can expect the most is to be in a place where they feel accepted as someone who is created by God, but also challenged to live a life that is worthy of the God who created them. It is also going to be a place where I believe that whether you're Christian or not, you will be able to experience these friendships in a community that you've never seen or felt before.
Brandon Allen, member of Sigma Alpha Epsilon and intern for The Bridge, says they are also wanting to incorporate Greek life more into the ministry.
We've been mainly focused on exposure, just getting out to the Greek organizations saying, hey, we're here. We've noticed that we have pretty low population numbers from Greeks, and we just see that as a population we need to target. So we've brought snacks to the sororities, offered resources and given resources for sororities. We've offered up the buildings for events like mixers between fraternities and sororities, for formals and informals.
Overall, the Bridge says that they want to be a welcome environment that all students can come to cultivate new friendships and experiences.
And so the reason we do events like this is so that people have these experiences together, and that's going to create lifelong friendships that won't leave people, that you're going to grow up and remember the times that you had, and you'll be able to experience those things.
I would say that with this ministry, there's enough of a variety of people. Like, there's extroverts, there's introverts, there's people who are really good at telling jokes and people who are really good at listening. There's just a variety of people. So if you show up and you don't get along with the first 3 people you interact with, walk around to the other 40. You are going to meet somebody that you get along. Chances are you'll see somebody you know or have a class with.
The Bridge invites you to join them when they meet every Sunday and Tuesday at the downtown campus of First Baptist Church. For MNG Media, I'm Jacob Smith.
That's it for this edition of Mustangs News.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at MNG Media and like us on Facebook. Be sure to tune in next time for your campus news.